when I made my first YouTube channel, I had no idea what I had just started. It was called Red Falcon Games, and then subsequently Red Falcon is the main channel now. It wasn't about video games, believe it or not. It wasn't because I had to show people how I play video games or anything about the games really. I had this just spirit that was inside of me that was just I don't know, it was maybe full of life, and it had to just get out into the world. At the time, my favorite thing to do was to play games. So I decided that's what I would do. I would do Let's Plays where I would play the game and I would commentate and just share my excitement about the game to whomever would listen. I've always known that someday my interest in that style of content would eventually fade. And I would eventually just go back to being a regular person that just consumes content instead of creating it. As it ended up being my career, I've been particularly mindful of the times and the ways that I've felt burnout. Identifying what causes the burnout. Is it the pressure to post every day or every other day? Is it the pressure to go live and live stream consistently for hours on end and don't take many days off because you'll lose numbers? Is it making content that isn't pushing myself creatively and therefore maybe becomes stale? Is it any of those things? Is it all those things? What are the reasons that I might feel burnt out and not want to keep going? Okay, so if it is one or all those things, taking note of those and then strategizing, how can I minimize those sort of pain points? How can I use my time for what I feel is the most refreshing to me and what is energizing me the most? In other words, carefully maneuvering around the catalysts for burnout and sort of adapting my plan and my strategy for longevity, not just right now, not just what might perform in the immediate future, but for a long time. So I can do this for as long as I'd like to, and I'm not forced to stop at any point because I can't handle it anymore. Thankfully, I've managed to do this successfully. And to this day, I look forward to every single project that I take on, especially on my main Red Falcon channel. And I'm proud of that. That's not about to change. This is about a realization that I had recently. A realization that it's possible that I may be making content for a very, very long time. And that's exciting. Maybe it's as Red Falcon. Maybe it's as another name. But at this point, 15 years in, it has become such a huge part of me, of who I am. And there's a chance that I've got a lifetime ahead of me, which is surreal to say. But it's exciting. In fact, I think subconsciously it's possible that whether I knew it or not, that's probably what this channel right here, the Falc channel, was and is still about. Experimenting with content in a whole new way. What started as a react channel where I just wanted to have fun and share laughs with people, and eventually evolved itself into sort of this format, whatever this format is. I've explored and learned, what I truly want to mess around with. I don't promote this channel much, obviously. It's not built for success by any means. It's not built for what the algorithm wants. But it's easy enough for me to keep giving the main thing 100, 110%. And then every once in a while, I'll be able to hop on here and, talk to an audience that shows up for whatever reason. In a way, it can certainly provide a deeper connection here than a funny gaming challenge channel can. And I value that a lot. I really, really do. I think it's easy for our brains, and especially my brain because it's my career, to, associate numbers with success. It's absolutely not true because those numbers are not created equally. What you can't measure is the impact that you've left on anybody who's willing to give you some of their precious time. And I don't take that lightly. I never have. I never will. On this channel, on another channel. Speaking of your precious time, let me get on with it. So the idea in mind is I want to make content for as long as I can. It's only natural to think, what kind of content do you want to make? What do I want to spend my time on? What do I really love doing? What am I naturally good at? I've talked about this before on the channel. I've sort of exercised my brain as to, I know I want to make content. I do love doing it. There's more, I have more interest than playing games now more so than ever, to be honest with you. I'm really passionate about a certain number of things. I've talked about my passion for business. That's what I've always loved and been pretty naturally good at. I thought maybe that's what I would make this channel. It would be sort of a business, maybe content creation style of giving maybe advice about content creation and business. But then, this sort of happened where it just became sort of more free form of me talking just about anything, about life, about what I'm thinking about, which is probably why I love business, because it's like what really drives us, when we work really hard, how do we want to work? And when we do and we earn this thing called money, what do we do with it? What do we spend it on? What are the products and services that we literally work for to earn? What are the innovations that move us forward? Not like the hustling, like sales, like how can I convince you to buy my product, but more like the products that are so good that they speak for themselves. The ones where you're happy to spend your money on and the supplier's happy to create them for you. I've always loved this. I've done it throughout high school, college, and I'm technically still doing it all the time today with the main Red Falcon channel, a specific kind of marketing, you could say. I can't help but stay in the game. There's like so much that goes on in the world that fascinates me, mainly humans, which I've talked about before. I'm always reading up. I'm always watching videos. I'm always informing myself. I'm always forming like my own opinions on companies that I think are special, which ones maybe are not. And just by observing them, their products, their marketing strategy, their interface, the pricing, all of that, considering how do I feel about that? How do others feel? I'm entertained. Like I did a video on Super Bowl commercials. I could sit down and watch Super Bowl commercials. I could roast them. I could say what's good, what's bad about those. And over the years, I take all of this in and then I end up applying it. I play what I believe to be one of the greatest games ever created by man, and that's the stock market. An opportunity where you can make your own judgments about humanity and businesses and literally put them to the test. There's an actual scoreboard that's constantly going up and down if you can handle the risk. And if you're patient, you hope that it just naturally over time ends up on the up. I've always loved this because it's like gamified business. It's like the game of business. I've been fascinated ever since I was a kid. And then when I turned 18, I would just buy stocks. And I haven't turned back since. I've been fortunate enough to perform really well in the market as well. And I could talk about companies all day. I could talk about which ones I believe in, which ones I don't. So that's, I think, where the new channel comes in. Because I thought about doing investment style, business style stuff here. I know that I could, and I could just put everything that's not gaming here. But I love this channel for what it is right now. It's sort of just like free form, experimenting, philosophical. Like I said, I don't even know what it really is. I don't, but I think it's amazing. At least for me. I don't know if it is for you. And I've realized that I want to make content for a very long time, which is a really exciting thought. I'm not going to make any promises. I never have, and I never will. But I'm thinking about it. And one day, when I retire, quote unquote, I'm literally just going to do what I do when I get an open weekend. And that's like sit down and just dive deep and research companies, buy the ones that speak to me. I understand that probably that's something 99% of people do not have interest in or do not do. But that's what I love doing. Something just clicks in my brain when I do that. And I would not mind talking about it either at all. I could. So since this style of content of business investing may not be for everyone, even if it is for me, I think it's the right move to make a new channel, preserve this one for the experimental shenanigans. And if you, for some reason, have an interest in business in the market like I do, or you're crazy enough to follow me somewhere else, feel free. I'm going to put it below, but by all means, do not feel like you have to go over there and subscribe just to support if you don't have interest. Seriously, I understand. I know it's not for everyone. I know it's probably nerdy. Whatever word you want to use. I don't mean to use that word. You know what I mean. I'll be seeing you no matter what on this channel, the Red Falcon channel. So you don't have to go over there. I don't even know how much I'm going to post over there. I genuinely don't know, but you'll see if you go in and watch the first video that it'll be at least once a year because there is a challenge that I'm building for myself over there. So for those that are interested in what might be something really special to me, you can go check out falc below. That's my official company's name in my official company's channel, which is sort of crazy to say. I just kind of named it after my company. I spent a lot of time on the first video. It was a blast to make and research and share a lot of thoughts and opinions. So I'm excited for the few people, hopefully, that do go check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments of that video over there. But either way, if I see you over there or not, thank you guys so much for listening. This is pretty cool. I'm excited. It's at least worth a shot. You guys are the best. Stay blessed, and I'll see you next time.